crazy family secret that was revealed during a fight between your parents. My bio mom died from cancer when I was 7. Then my dad remarried Bertha when I was 10. From day one, she had this insane system where I had to earn affection like I was her employee. She made a chart on our fridge called Jake's Investment Tracker, where I got points for grades and chores that I could cash in for basic stuff like watching TV or getting hugs. Dad just sat there scrolling his phone while she explained the rules, never once saying it was insane. When I broke my arm at 11, Bertha asked the doctor if it would affect my typing speed because she'd enrolled me in coding classes. Not are you okay, but will this impact your earning potential? Middle school was hell because she made me quit basketball to focus on profitable skills, while dad would slip me 20s like that made up for letting her control my life. When my first girlfriend dumped me at 15, I was devastated, but Bertha ignored me for 3 months until SAT prep started. She called me her little ATM in front of her book club, and dad would laugh along. One Mother's Day, I was crying missing my real mom, and Bertha said tears don't pay bills, all while dad stared at his phone. Senior year, when everyone went to prom, she made me attend coding boot camp, and dad said it was for the best. The kicker is when I turned 18, I found out mom left life insurance for my education, but Bertha convinced dad to use it for family expenses, meaning her credit card debt. Fast forward to now, I'm 25, working as a senior engineer, making over $200,000, and suddenly they're super interested in my life. Bertha became mother of the year, calling daily, while dad started inviting me to lunch, always asking about stock options. Last month, I got promoted to tech lead. I stupidly told them at dinner thinking maybe we could finally be a real family. My girlfriend Maria was there when I mentioned the equity vesting schedule. I watched Bertha's face cycle through emotions before landing on greed. Bertha immediately pulled out her phone, calculating what I'd owe her based on my new compensation, while dad nodded along. The next dinner, Bertha lost it, showing me the spreadsheet she'd maintained for years with every penny spent on me, including opportunity costs. The total was $387,000 with compound interest, and Bertha demanded 50% return on investment, while dad mumbled about fairness. Maria tried to defend me, but Bertha called her a gold digger and dad agreed. Bertha said your real mother left you nothing but medical debt while I built you into a success story. That night I found my mom's hidden letter full of unconditional love and realized I'd been living with monsters. The next day, Bertha showed up with her lawyer brother and contracts demanding I sign acknowledgement of my debt. Dad was there too, constantly checking his phone looking nervous. Bertha had itemized everything including emotional labor at $50 an hour, and I felt my hands shaking as I reached for the pen. Then the doorbell rang. Dad jumped up, but Bertha beat him to it, yanking the door open to reveal a pregnant woman with tears streaming down her face. The woman looked at my dad and said, "We need to talk about our baby and the money you promised me from Jake's earnings." Time stopped as Bertha's face transformed from confusion to rage, the papers falling from her hands. Dad stood frozen between them, mouth opening and closing. Bertha's voice built from a whisper to a scream, asking how long. The mistress said 3 years. She was clutching her belly, saying Dad told her once I started making real money, they'd finally be together and he'd leave Bertha with nothing. Bertha grabbed the contract and threw it at him, screaming about how she'd been building her retirement while he was building another family. The mistress said she wasn't the other woman because Dad said the marriage was just a business arrangement, and Bertha launched herself at Dad. I stood there watching my two tormentors destroy each other, realizing that while Bertha saw me as an investment portfolio, while Dad had been seeing me as a trust fund for his secret life. I looked at all three of them and said, "You're all sick." Later, I found out Dad had been siphoning money from my college fund to support his mistress while telling Bertha it went to business expenses. And Bertha had been trying to claim me as a dependent on her taxes, even though I'd been financially independent for years. They're now in a vicious divorce battle, each trying to claim rights to my future earnings while I've cut them both off completely. The mistress keeps sending messages about how I should support my half-sibling, and Bertha sends itemized bills weekly. I got excellent lawyers who sent them all cease and desist letters. I thought that was the end until yesterday when Maria found something researching Bertha's background. She pulled up an old insurance document that made my blood run cold. My mother had a life insurance policy worth $2 million, not the $50,000 Bertha claimed. The beneficiary had been changed to Bertha's name just 2 days before my mother died, and the signature on the change form didn't match any other document with my mother's handwriting. Full story on channel, linked below.